Hey Movebubblers, it's Kendall and welcome back to our channel. On today's video, we're going to be talking about the best places to live in East London. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So number one is Hackney. Hackney is one of the capital's fastest growing and most exciting areas to live, and it attracts people from all over the world because of its creativity and urban lifestyle feel. It has the highest concentration of artists in the whole of Europe, and Shoreditch originals include Damien Hirst and Tracy Emin. What I absolutely love about Hackney is the fact that you have your high-end sort of fashion boutiques mixed with your raw street style wear. You have Box Park, you have street food, you have Michelin star restaurants. There's a lot of galleries and small businesses and cafes that line the streets and that create a really urban, authentic, raw, exciting feel. And it's a place where locals just absolutely love to hang out and meet friends on weekends and just enjoy the creativity that Hackney has to offer. In terms of renting and living in Hackney, you have a lot of young professionals, students, and anyone who has a flair for creativity. Because of the lively lifestyle and the fact that there are so many young professionals moving in, there are a lot of new builds that are popping up, but you can still find those historic London buildings that we all love within the borough. The dining scene in Hackney rivals that of Covent Garden and Soho because you have some of the best Michelin star restaurants, you also have some private members clubs, and then you go all the way to the streets where you have real authentic street foods as well as some of the best curries around. If you're looking for things to do as a local or someone who's just visiting, there's plenty of nightlife, from cocktail bars to pubs to underground places that are hidden gems that are really fun to just explore and find. But you also have really fantastic shopping, and Hackney is known for having like real vintage shops where you can find vintage clothing and vintage artifacts almost. It's a really exciting place to explore from that point of view. Now, because Hackney is such a creative hub, one wouldn't think that there's lots of greenery. But you're wrong, because there actually is. There's a total of 58 parks in Hackney, which is absolutely crazy, but makes it even more appealing and more inviting. If you're going to move to Hackney, you're going to then have the creative side, the city side, the restaurants, going out, but then you can also go and have a relaxing weekend in the park, having a picnic with your friends, walking the dog, going for runs, relaxing and enjoying all that Hackney has to offer. If you are a local living in Hackney, I can almost guarantee that you spend most of your time at the Broadway Market. The Broadway Market is absolutely lovely. You can find everything from fresh fruit and veg to gifts to homeware things, to accessories, anything and everything that you are looking for you can find at the Broadway Market. It's also just a really fun activity to do on the weekends with your friends, with your family, and for people visiting Hackney. If you're looking for something to do on a Friday night, then the Crate Brewery is a really awesome place to go and hang out with a group of friends and just enjoy the start of the weekend. In terms of transport, Hackney is pretty well equipped. You can take the overground into central London from Hackney down straight into Liverpool Street, and there are also plenty of bus routes. Number two is Dalston. So Dalston is a mix between old and new. It's a mix between your wealthy businessman and your young creative who's trying to make big in the industry. In terms of property, you have a lot of flat-fronted Victoria houses and terraces mixed with your sort of converted industrial spaces to your newer flats that have been built up. There's also a lot of beautiful streets for families if they want to move in, but then you also have the more eclectic, quirky areas of Dalston where your young creatives live. If you're looking for something to do on the weekends, or you're just in the mood for an evening out during the week for a little break, Kingsland Road is where you want to be. That is where all the bars are, all the restaurants are, cafes, bookstores, shops, everything that you want to explore in Dalston is in Kingsland Road. Dalston is 4 miles from central London, with Shoreditch to the south, Islington to the east, Clapton to the west, and Stoke Newington to the north. What I absolutely love about Dalston is the fact that if you are a local living there, it is ever changing. There's always something new happening. There's always a new store popping up, or a new market popping up, or something creative happening. So if you're someone who's living there, you're lucky enough to always have something going on, so your weekends are always exciting, they're always vibrant, and they're always fun-filled and there's lots to do. As much as Dalston is a place for creatives, it's also a really nice area for families to settle in, and there are some excellent schools. So if you are a family looking to move to Dalston, it definitely is a positive and good move to make. In terms of transport, you have Dalston Station, you have Dalston Kingsland Station, and you have Haggerston Station, which are all overgrounds. All stations are situated in Zone 2 and give you different routes into different areas of London. There are also plenty of bus routes, so don't worry, anywhere you want to go in London, you can get there from Dalston. In terms of food and dining out, again, there's absolutely something for everyone. You have your lovely fine dining restaurants for the sort of upper market meals that you want to have. Otherwise, you have plenty of different takeout options, from Turkish food to Japanese food to Indian, to your typical fast food, you know, your fried chicken, your street food. Anything that you feel like during the week or on the weekend, you can find in Dalston. Number 3, Greenwich. The Royal Borough of Greenwich is absolutely beautiful, and well, I would say it's sort of a family village. It's a place where families like to settle because of its beauty, because of its greenery, and because of everything that it has to offer. In terms of property, you have your beautiful Gregorian style homes situated in beautiful side streets, crescents and squares. In terms of things to do, you have the Greenwich Market, which is the capital's only historic market, which is set inside a World Heritage Site. And at this market, you can find everything from fresh fruit and veg, from meat from local farmers, to ornaments, homeware, accessories, antiques, trinkets, just really interesting things. So it's a really great market to go and explore with family and friends. Another awesome thing about living in Greenwich is Greenwich Park. Now, this park is 74 acres. It is huge and it has one of the best views from a park of London. I absolutely love Greenwich Park because it's one of the most beautiful parks to do your daily exercise, go for long walks, take the dog out, spend time with friends and family, have a lovely picnic, go have sundowners. Whatever it is, Greenwich Park is a beautiful place to hang out, to just gather your thoughts, breathe some fresh air and enjoy what nature has to offer. You also have the Greenwich Vintage Market, which is different to the Greenwich Market itself in that everything there is vintage inspired. So you can find your retro paintings and posters and vinyl and old books and just things that I suppose you would never find at a normal shop. So the Greenwich Vintage Market is definitely something that you're going to want to visit and is a hotspot for locals. Let's not forget that you also have the O2 Arena, which obviously is known to pretty much everyone in London and on an international level. They boast and host some of the most incredible performances and artists. I have been to a number of shows there and it's always been an amazing experience. So having the O2 on your doorstep makes it so much easier. When the concert is finished, you can get home straight away, which makes life so much simpler. In terms of food and dining out, again, you have your beautiful restaurants, you know, that are very family friendly, but then you have your gastro pubs and your cocktail bars and places that are a lot more social for the young, bustling, up and coming professionals. The Cutty Sark and the Painted Hall also lie in Greenwich and are packed with amazing sights, so that's a really fun thing to do if you have tourists visiting and you want to show them around. You also have the Royal Observatory, Flower Garden, Deer Park and the Pavilion Cafe. In terms of transport, you can actually get to Greenwich via a boat from London Bridge or Embankment. That's just a really fun and unusual way to travel in and out of Greenwich and is a fun thing to do if you have people visiting you. Otherwise, you have the Overground and it's less than 30 minutes into central London, and you also have the DLR. Number 4, Stoke Newington. Stoke Newington sits in the Royal Borough of Hackney and lies just 5 minutes outside of central London. Its nearest underground station is Manor House, which sits on the Piccadilly line, but it does also have its own overground station. Stoke Newington has a bohemian charm about it and is a lot more residential and more relaxed than Hackney. It also has a lot of Victorian styled terraced homes and benefits from 2 leafy parks, which is Clissold Park and Abney Park. If you're looking for something social to do, perhaps a night out with the girls or just a family dinner, then Church Street is where you want to be. Everything happens on Church Street. It's where all the social gatherings happen. There are cafes, shops, restaurants, takeout places. Anything and everything that you're looking for in Stoke Newington can be found in Church Street. You also have Stoke Newington Farmers Market, which is London's only all organic market, which is pretty amazing. So if you're a local and that's what you're into, then you're absolutely blessed to have such an awesome organic market right by you. Otherwise, it's a really great place for people coming outside of Stoke Newington to visit and to pick up on all your fresh fruit and veg. If you are a local in Stoke Newington and you have the privilege of eating out, well then I almost guarantee you've been on an incredible culinary journey, because there are so many different cuisines in Stoke Newington, from your Japanese food to your Indian food to your Turkish food to British typical pub grub. There is so much that you can choose from. So a culinary tour of beautiful cuisines is what you have when living in Stoke Newington. Transport in Stoke Newington is a breeze. It's just a 15-minute journey on the overground into Liverpool Street. Number 5, Canary Wharf. Canary Wharf is the thriving financial centre of London and is home to some really modern, beautiful skyscrapers with luxurious boutiques and hotels and sleek apartments for renters with beautiful scenic river views. It's extremely different to anywhere else in London because it just has this Manhattan feel about it. You walk into Canary Wharf and you feel like you've been transported somewhere else. It's completely different, and that's what makes Canary Wharf so unique. There are also some really cute cafes that are more artisan and more unique to the area, which makes it fantastic for locals to be able to nip down from their skyscraper and have a wonderful cup of coffee. It's filled with beautiful restaurants and cocktail bars and places to really just enjoy the beautiful scenic view that it has to offer. It's a really great place to take a girl out on a date, that's all I'm saying. It's that beautiful because of the skyscrapers and the lights and the vibe, the ambience. It's just a really lovely place to have a romantic dinner. Canary Wharf doesn't have the historical character and edginess that a lot of other places in East London have. However, it's extremely picturesque, modern, and contemporary, and that totally makes up for everything else. In terms of property, you'll mainly find apartments, riverside developments, penthouses, and sometimes you'll find the odd Victorian home here and there, but it mainly is your skyscraper apartment blocks that are modern, new, and just beautiful to live in. You'll mostly find young professionals living in Canary Wharf because most of the properties are apartment blocks as well as penthouses and riverside developments. You also do have your odd Victorian terrace home here and there and formal council estates. Canary Wharf are really trying to get more families into the area, so they have created some green parks here and there, which are absolutely lovely. They're also trying to do sort of family events once or twice a year that bring a lot of people into Canary Wharf to kind of get them familiar with the area and make it more of an up and coming, buzzing weekend place to be. In terms of transport, Canary Wharf has the Jubilee line, which can get you into Bond Street in less than 25 minutes. So those are our top 5 best places to live in East London. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video and learned more about each place. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and let us know in the comment section what you thought of today's video. Also, if you are looking for new properties, don't forget to get onto the Movebubble app. There's some pretty amazing walkthrough property viewings and lots of information about renting in London. That's it from me, guys. I hope you all have a beautiful day and I'll see you soon. Bye.